What's going on? This is Magic Mike and the Swag.
What's up, guys?
All right, so today we are going to talk about some free agency stuff.
Well, we're going to start first with Carmelo. So Carmelo recently opted into his contract. The Thunder are way over their luxury tax. They want to get rid of this guy. We're trying to think about possible fits. And right now we have him going to either the Lakers or Houston.
Yeah, so on a buyout from OKC. This is really interesting because everyone's like, oh, Carmelo's done. But he hasn't really played with a pass-first point guard since Chauncey Billups, and that's when everything started going downhill for him. But if he's playing with Chris Paul and James Harden, they're going to give him nothing but open shots. And dude can hit an open shot. Plays with LeBron and Rondo, he's going to get open shots. So interesting stuff on the table. Where do you see him going?
I'm liking him going to Houston, and I think the reason why is, you normally see him as a 4, but they just got rid of Ariza.
Right.
And I think he comes in as a kind of a perfect replacement. He's a better upgrade than Ryan Anderson. And I just think with the Lakers, I like the fit, but at the same time, he's a bit of a ball hog. And I think they want a little more, passing the ball around with LeBron and Rondo and Lonzo and Ingram. And I think the move is for him to go to Houston, and I think that will end up being where he goes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the whole Trevor Ariza sign with the Suns thing was a huge swing because he a 3-and-D guy, like Houston losing him was a big deal. And like no one's really talking about that, but he's their best defensive player by far. Or most versatile. Chris Paul's a pretty good defender, but most versatile defender, super good shooter. He can put the ball on the deck a little bit. He's a hustle player. They're going to miss him a lot. So anyway, yeah, I think Carmelo there would I still feel like they're going to lose Ariza because of that defense and that hustle, but at least it won't be as big of a drop-off. If they don't land him, Houston, I feel like Houston's going to have a significant drop-off. Especially, there's rumors that they might move Eric Gordon to try to move his contract, which I'm thinking, man, you need to hold on to him because he's a stud for them. So that'll be interesting.
Well, I think part of that goes down to the fact that, Chris Paul's on a $160 million contract.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's a great player, but is he worth that much money at that point in his career?
Well, you got to hand it to him for
finessing.
Yeah, having that cash grab. Houston's one of those things. I mean, it's a D'Antoni team. I just see them being like the old Suns with Steve Nash, where they're gonna be up there at the tail end of every season, but they're not gonna have enough to get it over the top. And the biggest thing is defense, and defense was they played decent defense in the playoffs, but not lockdown defense. No. And losing Ariza is going to be really detrimental to them.
Absolutely.
So that's Houston. That's their drop off. If he were to go to the Lakers, LeBron signed with the Lakers. Crazy, by the way, right?
I love that.
I'm okay with that too. I'm not a big Lakers guy, but LeBron's whole MO, like for his whole career, is like here now. So, like, the patience move is an interesting one. So let's talk about kind of the rationale behind that.
Well, I think it goes more than what just basketball is. I mean, LeBron understands he's at the later portion of his career. He wants to have life afterwards. LA is a great place to do it. Right. It's about legacy. He brought the title to Cleveland. Okay. He's going to LA now. I mean, there's just so much rich history. Magic Johnson's there, which I think was massive for, LeBron going there.
Cool storyline, yeah.
And I just think, LeBron's at the tail end of his career where he's going to kind of pull like a David West, where he's going to need some younger guys to kind of carry him through the playoffs.
Okay.
And obviously right now the Lakers got a little bit of a learning curve.
Right.
But I do think the boy band up in Golden State's going to break up soon with Cousins, Durant, what's going on with, their emotions. But that's your...
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's my thing on LeBron. Him going to LA wasn't as much about him being patient and this sage-wise elder statesman of the league who's like, I had my run. I'm going to go mentor some young guys and hang out at the beach. as much as I think GM LeBron's coming in. And so like all the moves on the table,
Yep.
it was the Celtics where you have a dominant general manager
Yep.
who you're not going to be able to muscle around. You get the 76ers, and I know their general manager situation's a little weird, but they already know where they're going, right? Which, again, as a general manager, LeBron, you already have your two cornerstones.
Yeah.
There's only so much you're going to get away with. Houston, same thing. They're set on Harden and Chris Paul. So Lakers have some assets. Obviously, it's LA and there's this rich culture. But to me, more than anything, they have cap space. I feel like GM LeBron wanted to go to work. And it's funny because, again, this free agent C class, whatever this year, has been nuts. Like, normally it's a holdout. But, like, right out the gate, everyone was signing like crazy. So all the power moves with them getting Lance Stevenson, which I love, even though he can't stretch the floor, lockdown defender. Rondo, also, not the greatest shooter, but he's a winner. Everywhere he goes, takes him to a whole nother level, and he can defend. LeBron can defend. JaVale McGee can defend at the rim. So an interesting pairing, even though they can't shoot. I don't think they're done. And I don't think the move is trading for Kawhi this year. That would be a waste because he's coming next year. Right?
Absolutely.
So, what does that mean? Do you think that LeBron's going to be patient and waiting for Kawhi to come next year and just like, all right, we'll be whatever this year, and then next year we're making our moves? Or do you think he puts on the clamps on Pelinka and Magic, say, all right, let's move these young assets? Because when he was with the Cavs, they moved some pretty good assets for, contracts that got him a few wins right out the gate, but kind of screwed him over for their future. Andrew Wiggins has been averaging 20-plus points for the past 3 seasons. Dude who's in Miami right now.
Dion Waiters.
Dion Waiters, there you go. So they had Waiters, got rid of him. They had Wiggins, they got rid of him for the here and now. Now look at the Cavs. Screwed.
Oh, right? They're done.
But I mean, it got him to the finals 4 years in a row, which is great. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron pulls similar moves, right? History kind of tends to repeat itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ingram's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if Lonzo's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if Kuzma's gone. And I think the move is you got to get rid of Kuzma. Kuzma's an average player, and his trade value is an all-time high, and he seems like a nice kid. Trade him while he's hot.
Oh, man.
Because his value's only going to get less and less.
I think the untouchable on that team now is Ingram.
Okay.
I think the reason why is you look at it from a standpoint. It's like you bring in a Rondo who basically has the same skill set as Londo.
Right.
He's just a proven veteran.
Right.
Now, there's been rumors that Lonzo possibly won't start, and it's basically best man wins the job.
Right.
Well, if Lonzo's coming off a torn meniscus, he's not exactly practicing. He's going to have a transition period where he's not at full, ability. You got Rondo, who's just, everybody knows Rondo balls out.
Right.
I can see Lonzo possibly getting traded, but at the same time, you got Rondo on a 1-year contract.
Right.
Now, that's partially because of the next year they want to, have a free agent haul. LeBron James signed a 4-year contract.
Right.
Cleveland, he was doing this 1-year opt-out, 1-year opt-out. He's committed.
Right.
Now, if you're committed to a team, why would you, necessarily blow all your assets when you know that this year is going to be a down year?
Because he's having fun playing general manager.
He is, but at the same time, does he want to win more, or does he just want to play basketball?
Well, I like Lonzo a lot. I think you're right, and you keep Ingram just because he's a big, long guy who can fill passing lanes. You can switch pick and rolls with him. And he can stretch the floor. Lonzo, I think, might have higher trade value at this point because he's such an exciting player, because he's or his dad's such an interesting personality. You get so many interesting storylines that if you were to send him to one of these random teams in the middle of nowhere, it could sell tickets. It puts people in the stands. It gives you storylines to talk about. It's more interesting than Brandon Ingram, who you don't hear a lot of him. He's not putting out diss tracks.
So, what do you think about Lonzo getting traded to Orlando?
For who?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon?
Trade Kuzma and Aaron Gordon. So they just locked him up on a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
Orlando needs
That'd
a
be
point guard.
interesting. That'd be interesting. I would actually like Lonzo
That's
there.
a great spot, I think, for Lonzo to go if they're going to trade him. You package him and Kuzma, you get Gordon. If not, you get Jonathan Isaacs, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I like both.
Orlando
those guys.
has crazy bigs. Maybe you even go ballsy and get Mo Bamba.
Yeah. Well, I think they like Bamba. I think they're committed. But could you imagine Lonzo and Bamba together? That'd be sick.
But then what do you think would be the possible return? Because now that we're talking about trade values, the Magic are in such a good spot, too. The Lakers basically need another 4.
I love that move for the Magic. I think that right now the Lakers need another star. So that way next year you've got LeBron, you've got whoever you can get in return for your young assets now, and then Kawhi's a lock coming in next year. So now you've got a big 3, whether it's Damian Lillard, who rumors are circulating around him, John Wall's now in the mix apparently, or maybe a disgruntled Karl Anthony Towns.
Oof.
There's your big.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
Fantastic.
That would be interesting. A big who can stretch the floor. That would be like his Chris Bosh or Kevin Love.
Yep.
And even though he's not the most dominant, whatever they said he fell asleep in the playoffs or whatever else, that's fine when you've got LeBron being the top dog, you got Kawhi being the second guy. Then Cat doesn't have to be the star. He can be the third option. And then, then you can afford to have a Rondo out there who just distributes and rebounds and plays defense.
KCP at the 2?
Yeah. And Lance, I love Lance.
Off the bench?
Yeah.
Pair him small ball?
So, what's the move? Do you go Cat? Do you go Damian Lillard? Do you go John Wall?
So, I think the move right now is to sit a year.
Okay.
Obviously, they got cap space, so there will be some moves. Maybe they do... there's been connections of them taking on, some cap space and then getting future picks.
Okay.
Now, I think that could possibly be a move because, like I said, this year, the Lakers won't compete. I know they got LeBron, that's cool and everything, but the Warriors are just...
Right.
Dude,
Warriors going to win championship this year, hands down. Without Boogie Cousins, there's no chance in hell that anyone has a chance at winning the championship.
Houston was the closest.
Yeah.
Houston just...
With Boogie there,
Oh, it's hands down.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they do need to move those assets for another star. That needs to be their first priority. Because and this is why. So next year's free agency class, right? You've got Kawhi, which is huge. You pair up the 2 best players in the league together. Boom. Then you've got Clay, who's probably not leaving. I imagine they're going to hold on to him next year.
Maybe.
We'll see, but I mean, he's pretty adamant that he doesn't want to leave, and he's happy there.
But then you got to kick Durant out, and they might not want to do that.
They might.
There's a lot of.
They might want to. They didn't. They just started having problems till Durant got there. Granted, he's won 2 Finals MVPs, but this year was anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if Clay stays. Then you got Jimmy Butler, who's getting older. He's a defensive guy, but he's not the greatest shooter. I like Jimmy Butler a lot. I love his personality a lot.
He's competitive.
But I would rather have a Damian Lillard than Jimmy Butler. I'd rather have a John Wall, who is one of the best point guards. I mean, the guy does everything.
Yeah.
Crazy athletic. He distributes. Again, he can't stretch the floor the most, but he can put the ball in the hoop, and he plays killer defense. Or Karl Anthony Towns, which is a stretch big that can, potentially be your future. So I think I would go with one of those 3 guys. Cat would probably be my choice if you could, especially if he's disgruntled. You get Kawhi, LeBron, Cat,
and you got the cap room to do it.
Right.
You can give him a good contract.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie wants to play with Jimmy Butler. You can see Kyrie opting out.
Right.
Going to Minnesota, playing with them. It's between Wiggins and Cat. They're having beefing issues.
Right.
So you keep Wiggins, in Minnesota. Cat gets to leave. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Right.
I think the fact that LeBron's in LA makes it such a hot place to be.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge. Him and Magic together, they need to reopen the players' ball or whatever, the Forum. The club at the Forum. You get LeBron some aids.
I like that. Kawhi, Cat, LeBron.
Yeah.
Keep Lance around.
Yeah. Rondo.
KCP.
Let Rondo finish out his career.
KCP, Rondo.
Yeah. And here's the thing with point guards, because everyone says, "Oh,
you don't even need to trade Ball or Ingram or any of the young guys."
Well, you probably need to trade them to get Cat.
No, he's an unrestricted free agent next year. You just sign him.
No,
I don't think you make a move to trade for Cat right now.
No. All right.
And I think the reason why is because you have to sit on a year. LeBron's committed for 4 years.
Right. See how patient he is.
1 year is decent, blah, blah, blah. He can't opt out, though.
Yeah.
He's committed. That's the thing.
Those are the three guys you want. And, yeah, again, I'm doubling down on Cat because I think point guards are a dime a dozen nowadays. And every draft, you're just going to get phenomenal talent, for the next forever. So yeah, you can get a quality point guard any given year. But if you have a big that can stretch the floor, yeah, that's the move.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's it on the Lakers. All right. Well, there you have it. That's the latest from Magic Mike and the Swag, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.